Lesson 4.3, writing equations in point-slope form. So this is a new form that you're going to see today that we haven't looked at before. And you're going to write equations in the point-slope form, but more importantly, you're going to write linear equations in different forms. Your job really is to be able to transfer from one form to another. It's going to be really important that you know the difference in the forms. We're doing standard A1 4.4 today. So here's the point slope form right here. You're given slope M and a point XY. So you will take these three numbers and you will plug them in these three spots. So your slope M will go here in the M spot. Your X coordinate will go here in the X1 spot. And your Y coordinate goes here in the Y1 spot. So point slope form is this. Y minus Y1 equals M times the quantity X minus X1. I want you to realize that this Y that I'm highlighting and this X that I'm highlighting literally will stay X and Y, those letters. Everything else becomes a number from the problem. And if you're told to write something in point slope form, no kidding, you literally take those three numbers, plug them in those three spots, and you stop. That's why kids like, oh, this is great, I'm done. But the problem's going to be where you start out writing it in point slope form, and then they want you to make it and take it, transfer it to standard form. Or they want you to take it and make it slope-intercept form. So just writing it in point slope form, you're plugging in three numbers and you stop and you're done. But transferring it between the other forms, that's what's going to be the problems tonight that you're going to have to do a little work on. Writing point slope form isn't a problem. Remembering what it is, that's something it's new. Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. You need to know all three of these. You need to know point slope form, standard form, AX plus BY equals C, and slope intercept form, Y equals MX plus B. You need to, at any time, to be able to come back and tell me what those three things are. And you need to, at any time, go between one and the others. Now, I will tell you, you really can't go from standard form and slope intercept form back to point slope form. You can't do that. But you can go from point slope form to either of those other two, and then you can go in between the other two back and forth. You can't go back, though, to point slope form if you don't know what the point was to begin with. So we need to be able to change from one to another. All right, so let's look at these. We're going to be given write each in point slope form and then change to standard form. So what I'm going to do here at the beginning is write the formula down. I am a firm believer in repetition helps you remember stuff. And you notice as I've taught you for 2 years now almost that I made you repeat writing the slope formula down several times until you memorized it. And that's what you should do with this. So point slope form, this is what you should write down. You should write Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. That is the point slope form. And you plug the right things in the right spots. That point 27, if you need to, label it X1, Y1. I don't really think most of you will need to, and I'm not requiring it, but if you want to, do it. For your first answer, you literally write Y minus, what's Y1? 7 equals, what's m? 3 times the quantity x minus 2. And you're done. That's it. You're done. That's the first point. First answer. Write it in point slope form. Now, standard form. You take what you have, y minus 7 equals 3 times the quantity x minus 2. And you have to transform it to ax plus by equals c. First step, distributive property. Y minus 7 equals 3x minus 6. For standard form, ax plus by equals c, I got to have my x term out in front. That's what I do first. I got to take 3x and take it across the equal sign, so subtract 3x from each side. Now I have negative 3x plus y minus 7 equals negative 6. It's looking a little closer to standard form. I have my x term first, my y term second. I need to have the 7 over on the other side, so you add 7. Negative 3x plus y equals 1. Now, there are 3 rules associated with the standard form. First rule, what about a? It has to be what? Positive. Is it? Nope. You fix it by you multiply by negative 1. So that means 3x minus y equals negative 1. Second rule, a, b, and c have to be integers, are they? Yes. Next rule, a, b, and c cannot have not fractions. They can't have a greatest common factor other than 1. Do they? No. What is A? What's A? 3. What's B? Negative 1. What's C? Negative 1. Once one of them is 1, then you're not going to have to worry about dividing out a common factor because 1 won't have it. So my standard form of this equation is 3x minus y equals negative 1. Questions about that? You had to write it in point slope form, change it to standard form. Okay, we've just got lots of examples like this. Next, example B. Negative 3, negative 2. Slope is 1/2. Got to write it in point slope form and standard form. So, under point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x. Okay, it's not writing. X minus x1. Once you plug the stuff in, you're pretty much done. Now, I want you to notice something on this one. Y minus, what's y1? Negative 2. M is 1/2. X minus, what's x1? Negative 3. You never ever leave double signs. You got to clean it up. Y plus 2 equals 1/2 x minus, or I'm sorry, x plus 3. Do not leave double signs. You got to clean it up a little bit. That is the answer for point slope form right there. You don't do anything else. Now to standard form, you take what you have, y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 3. You're going to kind of do the same routine each time. You're going to do distributive. So y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 3/2. Then you're going to proceed to go to ax plus by equals c. I'm going to subtract my 1/2 x. Anybody see something else I could have done there? What? Do what? Not subtract the y. I could have killed the fraction, right? I could have killed the fraction. Well, we're going to try this way. You know that there's options, though. We could have killed the fraction. Okay, my x term is first. My y term is second. I need my constants all to go to the right. Yeah, I probably should have killed the fraction, huh? Because now when I subtract 2, anybody know what that's going to be? Yep, because that's -2, which is -4/2, so -1/2. Because my first thing is this. Is my x positive? No. I got to multiply by -1, right? But maybe I should multiply by something else just to save me a step. What, Maitri? -2. Let's do that. Let's multiply by a -2. Let's save myself a step here. So -2 times -1/2 x is going to be x. -2 times y, -2y. And -2 times -1/2 would be +1. So x minus 2y equals 1. Well, the good news is my a is now positive. My a, b, and c are now all integers. That solved that problem. Do they have any common factor other than 1? No, because there's a couple 1s there, so we know we're good. All right, questions about that? So do you see a common thing here? You write your point slope, you have to do some distributive, move some things around, and then make sure the form is correct. Everybody done writing the red? All right, let's go to example C. So, 0.40, and the slope is 1. So when I write my point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus what? 0 equals 1 x minus 4. The thing that I should clean up here would be a couple of things. I'm not going to write minus 0. That's silly. Y equals, what's the other thing that I don't write here? 1, so x minus 4. That literally is point slope form, but also what form is that? Who recognizes? What is that? That's slope intercept form too, isn't it? Okay, so sometimes they overlap, I guess. So now standard form. So y equals x minus 4. I want ax plus by equals c. My x has to come out in front. So subtract x. Negative x plus y equals -4. How do I got to fix this? Ben? Multiply by -1. So positive x minus y equals 4. A, b, and c, integers? Yep. Common factor other than 1? Nope. We're good to go. All right. Okay, let's see if there's anything else different. Example D. Y minus y1. M times x minus x1. So y minus -3. Okay, this is going to be good, isn't it? 0 times x minus -2. So I am going to be able to put in y plus 3 equals what? 0. That is point slope form right there. Come over here to y plus 3 equals 0. There's no x. Y's on the left. I got to take the 3 to the right, and y equals -3 would be my standard form.